What's going on, guys? G2 here with 3 Putt Bogey, and we recently did a pretty incredible transformation on some old TaylorMade forged irons. Well, we got another one, and this one is probably one of the best ones yet.
Be the right club today. Yes!
Alright guys, so we've got a old set here of Maltby STi Irons, and these were some of the very first irons that Maltby came out with. Super game improvement. I actually bought these from a subscriber who was trying to get rid of them, and I saw them and I just had this idea of what I wanted to do with them. So here's step one. We're debadging everything. Usually this stuff is just held on to with a little bit of tape, so some heat, some picking, and you can take all of this stuff off. And once we've got all of it debadged, we can go ahead, drop it in some acetone, and then we'll go ahead and remove all of the paint. Once that's done, we are going to send these off to our friends at K&J Metal Refinishing to remove all of the chrome and nickel plating that's on there, and hopefully, fingers crossed, get a pretty special finish on there so we can make these guys brand new, back to action, and looking real sharp. And you'd never know that these clubs were 10 plus years old. All right, so fast forward to 2 weeks later, and here we go. We've got our club heads back from K&J Metal Refinishing. We've used them before. They're out of Mentor, Ohio. If you want to get something done, I highly suggest you check them out. They do great work, and we're going to see together how these guys look. And I'm pretty excited for these because we went with a little different finish. I had them finish them for me instead of, me doing the rust finish like I did on these guys here, the MBs, TaylorMade MBs. So these are all done. If you guys didn't see that video, you can check it out. These babies came out great. So we're going to see what this finish looks like. I wanted to do it in a black. They reached out to me and told me they didn't have the black gloss, which I thought may be nice, but we went with the Black Nitride finish, which I'm very familiar with. That's pretty much how every AR-15 is done, in a Black Nitride. So curious to see what these look like, and yeah, we'll have some fun here, see what we get. All right, so we've got don't know what clubs these are. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and pitch. 7 clubs, that's right. So let's take a look. Now the 4, if you remember, was a different club head from the rest of the set. It was a more beefier, which I think you want in a 4-iron, 3-iron, kind of that driving iron style. So let's take a look here and see what we got. So this is the 8-iron. These look really nice. So we had a nice finish done on these. The grooves were redone. The nitrile smells like an AR-15, which is awesome. We got a little bit of grease still in there from the packing process. But, I mean, that's exactly what I wanted. And a little paint fill in these, and that's good. So I don't see any missed spots here. It's clean. It looks great. Let's take a look at all the other ones. So here is the 6. Now these are a little more game improvement, right? Nice beefy sole, little more weight in the back, cavity back style. We took out all that junk that was back in here, and we are going to paint fill all this. The 3 dots just, screamed Scotty Cameron red to me. So that was my kind of inspiration, and I think the red on the black is going to look great. So the 6 looks good. Let's see what we got. This feels like the 4. Nope, I lied. It's the 5. Again, looks good. Here's the 4. So this is the different style. Way more cavity backed. Then you can see, here's the 5 for comparison. Has the 3 dots on it. This one, the 4, has a serious cavity back there, which is what you want in a driving iron. We're just going to call that. And this looks super clean. The Black Nitride finish, if you're not used to that or you don't know too much about it, highly durable finish. And it's not slippery. There's texture to this, not like it was with these, because these are cast and these are forged. So you definitely have that, the nice groove on there. Not as much as this one, but that's because of the actual metal. This looks great. I mean, so far it's a 10 out of 10 home run. Here's the 9. Consistent color throughout the whole thing. So super happy so far. Not much cleaning to do, just a little degreasing to get that grease on that he did, most likely for the packing process. Pitching wedge. Wow. Okay, and this has got to be what, the 7? Yeah, this is the 7. So, I mean, here's the after, right? You guys saw the before just a couple minutes ago. I'll flash it up here so you can see it again. And you tell me, would you rock these? You know, ultra game improvement, little more weight, gets the ball up in the air. I think for someone who is in that, you know, 20 to even 20 to 10, 20 to 12 handicap. I mean, you could really go up to 36. I would say 36 to 12 handicap. These would work great for you. When they originally came out, they were like $20 a head, super cheap. Now they run in like the $30 range. But to get all of this done, totally stripped of the chrome nickel plating that was on there, have the Black Nitride finish put on, and have the grooves remilled, it was $32 a head. So, I mean, you're getting brand new clubs for $32 a head, and you can paint, fill, and customize, and no one is going to know what these are. These are going to be the kind of clubs that you're going to hit, and someone's going to see them in your bag and be like, dude, where did you get them from? And you're going to say you can't get them anymore because they're old, but they're now brand new. Really cool. So we're going to do this real quick because I have to do it anyway. So we'll just do it together. I like to go and notate what the weights of each head are, just so got a reference point when we go to build these. We'll measure them again, but I like to get the information now. So we'll change this to grams. Okay, so this is the 7 iron. Right at 260. This is the pitching wedge. Be a little heavier. 286. If you don't have one of these scales, guys, get one. It's cheap and it's worth, I mean, I use this thing probably 12 times a day when I'm doing club stuff. This is the 5 in at 247. So what you normally see and what we're seeing is as you increase, or I would say decrease, the loft of the club, the weight should also decrease. So your 3, 4, 5 are going to be lighter than your 7, 8, 9. And that's just because, you know, you want a little more swing speed for those higher or lower lofted clubs. So here's the 9. 9 coming in at 279. Let's see, so we've got the 6. We should expect this to be, what, around 2.6, 254. And we've got the 8. Should fall somewhere in the 2.8 category, 270. And then finally we have the 4. So this is not a set for these. So we could expect this to be a little lighter than normal. It feels lighter. It is 244. So our closest was this one at 247, which was our 5. So we have a 3 gram difference between our 5 and our 4. Don't hate it. We are going to put these right back into the shafts that we pulled them. They're KBS Tour 90 stiffs. They're all marked, labeled, and ready to go. I think I probably have another set in here with them. But those shafts were in great condition. No rust or anything on there, just a little polish up, and they're going to be good to go. So all we got to figure out is our paint scheme. And honestly, looking at these, I think we're going to go pretty traditional. We will do a Scotty Cameron red, or maybe we'll do alternating colors. Scotty Cameron style in those 3 dots will be the primary point of paint fill. I don't think we're going to touch anything in here. I want to keep it clean, really bring the focus to here. On the sole, I hate doing white on black, so we will probably just do a nice clean black gloss paint fill on this, kind of keep with that black theme. Won't fill in any of this stuff, and we'll do a black gloss on the number on the face. And I guess depending on where we land for these, we'll do a ferrule that matches that. So give me some ideas. You know, I think red is a little bit too generic. So let me know. I mean, I'm not against like a blue. I'm not against the green. What do you think? I mean, black and green is pretty sharp. I like it. I think it would work well. Ferrules will be easy to find. Coordinating grips may be a slight challenging, but can always go with like a classic, you know, black Tour velvet. The shafts are going to stay the way they are in chrome. You know, ideally putting a black shaft on this with a black grip, totally blacking it out would look absolutely badass. But I don't have any black shafts, and I'm trying not to put too much into this build. Being that I'm not going to use it, I'm probably going to end up selling these to someone. And I think a KBS 90S is a pretty good shaft. No need to mess with something that is already pretty tried and true. And also considering the dynamics of the club heads, right? They're kind of going to be high launch. You've got a lot of cavity back. You've got a lot of mass on there. KBS has a pretty much a medium to lower trajectory. So putting a heavy, more MOI head into a medium lower trajectory shaft will bring that launch angle up. So you definitely don't want to put these in a high launch shaft. It's going to be way too high, way too much spin, a lot of distance loss. So I think the shaft and these are the right combination. We just got to figure out the color. So leave comments below. What color should we do? I'll check out BB&Co for some ferrules, and we will keep going on this ride and see where we end up. So until next time, make sure that you swing as hard as you can, just in case you hit the ball. G2 out.